Hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey here on Tuesday afternoon, November 24th, 2015. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. Well, we have one of these insane cement truck things in here, and let's see if you can see it. There's no way in God's green earth I'm going to go down there and inject myself into this. But there's a cement dispenser bucket on the arm of the big hoe there, the big backhoe. Well, now he's leaving. Away, my man. But what they've been doing is they've been pouring, let's see here. So, sorry about all that wobbling. They've been pouring concrete down over these truncated posts. They cut off they've trimmed all of the steel that they pounded. The ones immediately adjacent to each hillside, they've cut relatively short. You can sort of see them. You can see them there, actually. Yeah. And here comes the cement bucket, and it's taking a dump on the around these posts. And if you look down here, you can see where they've trimmed off the the brighter gray posts. Now they've saved all this material. Some of it's over here on the other side where they're clearly doing some sort of vibratory stuff. Yeah, well, better you than me, buds, and there's no way I'm going to go down there and get involved in that. Those of you who watched my earlier video today in which I opened Tony Pincham's package, will appreciate the evils and horrible presentation wide-angle lenses on these vlogging cameras do to one. See, I knew there was a reason I didn't use a tripod, but I need to cut my hair. We all of us carry our maternal DNA in the mitochondria. Maternal mitochondrial DNA. And my mother always said, toward the end of her life, and even before the end of her life, what am I going to do about this hair? Well, she had very thin hair. I mean, very, her hair strands were markedly thinner than most folks' hair, as is mine. Leave aside sort of, the loss of the hair. So I cut my own hair because I'm not going to pay somebody to do it. But about every 5 times, I have to sort of do kind of a, let's go down to the number 4 Euro clipper trim thing. So I'm about at the limit of doing that. Well, see, this marks me as a true YouTuber. I talk about my hair. I read in church on Sunday. We had a baptism. I love baptisms. We sort of marched down to the baptistry, and I was surprised that the Elder Guild had not lighted the Paschal candle ahead of time down there. So I got this. There was a little box of wooden matches down there. Strike on the box matches, and it was one of those little tiny ones that they used to give out. Well, they used to give them out in bars in the United Kingdom for like a pence. I don't know what they do now. They probably charge you £1 or some damn thing for it. But so I, fortunately, you know, this Paschal candle had burned down from being like about 7 feet high down to where I could get this match on the top of it. Well, this thing wasn't going to light. I tried. My finger got burnt. Okay. I tried again. My finger's going to get burnt. I just dropped the match in the top of the candle. Well, and it caught just fine. Now, after the child, just at the moment the child was baptized, I baptized in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. The side of the candle, you know, at the top, the side of the candle burst into a second flame. Burst into a second flame. Well, what happened, what that resulted in, which I discovered afterwards, was that, you know, a lot of the wax just, you know, it burned really fast, and the wax ran down the back part of the candle where you couldn't see what was happening during the baptism. So at the end, I said to Terry Highland, you know, the Reverend Highland, I said, look, you know, Holy Spirit just lit another fire here. Well, you know, I don't know, hell, maybe it did. Maybe he did. In any case, this candle was going to, you know, was due to be replaced next year, anyways. No real harm done. Well, I mean, it's great. I mean, baptisms are neat. That's the first time I've ever been sort of, you know, charged to go down there with the altar party to, you know, and you know, and he wanted us to read the prayers for the candidate from the back of the church. That's fine. So I read those. And, you know, I mean, it's this guy's show. Do what you're told. There's just something about this guy that really grates on me, and I don't, you know, well, I know why, but I'm not going to go into it here. But there's just something, you know, I really want to like this guy. I want to get along with this guy. We've been told to, quote, report, unquote, to report all the lay readers, new and old, well, old, and you know, well, the ones that want to become lay readers, and that's understandable, but also the old, to report for training. And that's okay. That's okay. At the most sort of suspicious, you could say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. No, I want to know this guy's thinking. Because, you know, he's got a very different choreography up on the platform than the previous people who've been at St. Peter's have had. Well, to me, anyway. Again, you know, there are a lot of people that, you know, in accordance with the donkey show theory of the U.S. Episcopal Church, if you know, which is that if they brought in a Tijuana donkey show and they thought the church had, you know, authorized it, people would sit there and go, oh, that's wonderful, that's good. You know, it's sort of like, where's the outrage? Where's the outrage? Well, I mean, none of this rises to the level of outrage, but it's just, you know, don't treat people that have been at the church 20 years or more and are very experienced at what they do. don't treat them like they don't know what they're doing. You know. I am, or was, or spent a lot of my life as a very passive-aggressive, arrogant guy. Very passive-aggressive, arrogant guy. I know one when I see one and when I'm dealing with one, and that's who I am. That's the kind of individual I'm dealing with now. Those can be very, very dangerous people. But those with ears hear. Meanwhile, and I'm not going to try to mess myself up again. Yeah, isn't the zoom function on a camera great? It is until you forget to unzoom it. This guy's moved farther down on the bank. As they used to say in the old porn movies, I'm going to drop a mean load on you. If that's a bit raw for people, I apologize. Hey guys, that's just how my mind works. Well, they're actually moving on quite, rapidly. I'll be interested to see if they work on Wednesday. I imagine they will. Oh, and off you go. Yay! Well, I have to go report. Oh, I know I wanted to carry on talking about with y'all. Sometimes it's eclectic around here, guys. Thomas and Kelly and Carter are off to Dayton to see Kelly's sister and husband and new child. And then the Weatherbys will be joining them on Thursday for Thanksgiving dinner. And Thomas said, in all likelihood, they'll come up here on Sunday, which is great. I mean, I love to see him anytime. So maybe we can have a mass Skype with Tony in the afternoon. Thomas says he'd like to do that. I mean, he said he'd like to do that sometime, because we've done it once. Meanwhile, the Ohio Department of Transportation meeting with the Attorney General and all the lawyers and engineers has been rescheduled for the 4th time on December 3rd, now at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we'll see how that works out. Well, they're dropping all this stuff over on the other side of the creek now. So on that note, I'm going to say bye-bye, YouTubers. Thanks for putting up with all the technical nonsense.